Can you believe it, guys? We live in the age of booty and loud music. Hold on, I was through with that one. Okay, so where was I? Okay, so we live in the age of booty, a space booty, of super robots in the future fighting against cancerous, tumorous aliens that assimilated a 90s boy band and now I'm back to hunt you down. This is the age we live in, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, hi everybody. So, you guys are probably wondering what the hell I'm talking about. So Warframe is popping off lately, especially after a lot of falls of finally you stream. Hi Chronic. Look, I have a busy life now, okay? I have a busy life. That's all I can say. I have a busy life. That's the best way I can say it. Like for real, I actually am busy. I'm in a kind of, let's say, a project, and it's gonna extend for like the next year, and this is gonna keep me busy. It's uncertain, but I am doing my best. That's what matters. I want to keep everything a secret because something that my mom always said, and she's fucking right. I mean, this is the basics, right? Is if you have something very important that you're planning to do. Yes, Chronic. You just said exactly what's on my mind. Exactly what's on my mind. This is the wisdom of the Mons. This is the wisdom, the ancient wisdom. Never tell anyone. For a variety of reasons. A big variety of reasons. But at its core, don't tell anyone. And that is exactly what I'm just saying. I'm just saying, okay, I'm busy, I'm doing stuff. And that's about it. I'm not gonna say anything anymore. Could be anything, whatever, right? I'm just saying, but yeah, that's about it. At least an explanation, right? Because, oh, what the hell are you doing? No, I'm not gonna keep the facade that I'm like, oh yeah, sure, sorry guys, no, yeah, I'm busy. That's about it. Now, if you have Discord and you saw, if people here and there saw me with a Warframe here and there, like I play Warframe, look, if I keep myself isolated for too long, I'm gonna go crazy. Sometimes I need my own space. And my own space right now, when I'm not streaming, when I'm not busy doing this project, is Warframing. And I guess other games where I gotta grind and etc. I think that I'm finally embracing this side, the dark side of my psyche, and consuming myself into the grind. Hey Lucky, how are you doing? We're swimming? You know, Vicky, sorry, Paige. Vicky was here. Hi Paige, first hi Paige, hi. One day, Paige, one day we might swim. Like for real, I should stream a Hat in Time. A Hat in Time is a great game to stream. Like, it's one of those games where it's so chilled for you to play around and watch the... You know those kinds of games where... I'm pretty sure that people have that feeling with Elden Ring, but Elden Ring is more like dark and all that. I mean, those kinds of games where everything's colorful, relaxing, you see people moving, even if you have objectives or like oh, you gotta reach that place, and no, you could just sit around and just enjoy the scenery. That is the vibe. That is exactly what A Hat in Time is. A Hat in Time is the kind of game where you can totally... Did you see Bobo Bay, like the Coa Garden Sonic? Bobo Bay. That seems relaxing. Yeah, I saw Sui and DJ playing Sonic Adventures, and they mentioning the Coa Gardens, so I guess I can see how it's relaxing. But besides that, I haven't seen much. Like I only know thanks to Sonic Adventures. But if it's something else, maybe it's what Sui was saying lately. Sui was mentioning something. It's a new game called Bobo Bay. Oh, it's a new game. So no, I haven't seen it. Let me give you a quick check. No, that's Twitter. That's Twitter. Let me check. Bobo Bay. Oh, okay, yeah, I see the appeal. Yeah, I'm starting to see the appeal. Yeah, I totally can see the appeal. It screams... It just screams... It has the vibe of... It has the vibe of, oh, I'm a Nintendo game. I'm a Nintendo game, but kind of escaping. I'm a Nintendo game, but not really, right? It gives those vibes. But yeah, I can totally see that. It is a relaxing game, I would say, especially the mini games, I presume. You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of Digimon 1. I'm technically a millennial. I'm a millennial, but I'm kind of like a boomer in certain aspects. One of them is the fact that I just mentioned Digimon. A lot of people don't know about Digimon. Like the first Digimon game is what I mean. Not the anime, not the manga. And like the PlayStation 1, I mean. And that thing was hard, man. It was relaxing in a way to explore the world of Digimon, but it was stressful because you had to constantly worry about how your Digimon would develop. Because if it would develop in a way that it wasn't, let's say, optimal, you would suffer. Especially if, let's say, accidents happen and you fail a battle, and suddenly your Digimon becomes probably the worst incarnation possible. Basically a poop Pokemon. There is also that. There is a poop Pokemon. Like a ghost Pokemon. Oh, sorry, a poop Digimon. I keep thinking about Pokemon. I gotta be honest, I understand Pokemon, I understand the appeal, but I'm not much in a Pokemon fan. I grew up with the anime, with the cartoons. I love it. I fucking love it. Even if I hate how Ash Ketchum always failed his tournaments. And it was getting old, like very old. I think that the dev, like I think that the creator of that show had something against Pokemon. Or he had this, or maybe he had one of those trauma mentalities that certain creators have that seeps into the creation. And one of those is, for example, I don't know, the views. You see a lot of that in recent comics. But in the case of Pokemon, the show, I don't know, maybe he had this loser mentality where, oh, it's okay to be a loser. It's totally okay to be a loser. If you have the friends, you have the family, it's fine to lose. Look how Ash is fine. Look how he's perfectly okay with losing. And that was maybe the secret message to the kids, to say to them to enjoy the journey another destination, but that doesn't make any sense, because it's okay. It would make sense if Ash won certain tournaments and he lost some, but the problem is that, if I recall, he only won one tournament. One. The rest he failed miserably. Lo, you can have the ball compete in sports. Oh, really? So it's kind of like Mario Party. Yeah, Ash never wins, right? Yeah, he lost most of everything. From what I understand, in Ash's goal was to literally catch every type of Pokemon, not necessarily be a tournament winner, right? Gotta catch and all. Yeah, that's basically the premise of Pokemon. But his goal was to be the best Pokemon trainee, something like that. But if that was the case, why made him compete on the tournaments then? Why not make him do his own side story? Why particularly make him always go for the tournaments just to match the goal of the games? Like, something's not matching up. You say, yeah, oh, I don't have any interest of winning the tournament, but I'm gonna still participate in the tournament. And also, if you guys remember, some of the badges that he got to join the tournament, he didn't got them legitimately. Legitimately, he got them by kudo points, by pity points. It was like, oh, you lost, but oh, I feel pity about you, so here's the badge. Oh, you kind of cutie, here's the badge. Oh, you kind of help me out, here's the badge. What the hell is this? What's the mentality? I think what hurts the most was the fact that by the end they gave him a romantic interest, and he made a bet that if he won the tournament, he was gonna go out with her, and he lost it. And that was like the final tournament that he joined before they reboot the series. They did a soft reboot. And then they began the arc where it was like the following the Sun and Moon games. I didn't know that. Yeah, it was pathetic. It was so pathetic. And then when he lost, everyone thought they was gonna cry. Then he came out like, I'm fine. I'm alright. At that point, it was like, Ash, you know what you should do right now? You should throw the promise down the drain and say, you know what? I'm gonna retire. I'm gonna do something else. I'm never gonna join any tournament in my life. I'm gonna just do my own adventures, and I'm gonna start to date this girl and live my life fully. But I think that the way they amped the finale so high and made he lost everything by the end, because just so you guys know the skills, he had a very unique evolution for his Pokemon that he just got, like his frog, like this, his water frog. It was a water. What's the name of the Pokemon? Water frog ninja. I don't know what the name was. It was Greninja. Yeah, Greninja. Yeah. That was the name of the Pokemon. So they made Ash has a very specific evolution for his Pokemon, and even with that, he lost. Yeah, like at this point they should, they should just, go do something else, man. Go join the Pokemon Rangers or something. The Pokemon Rangers trilogy, I'm really sorry. I'm sure that everyone is like a big fan of Pokemon and be like, oh, but Pokemon has this lore, there's experiments, there's the gods that made the Pokemons. I should think that Pokemon Ranger has better story. It's a better story. It's a gameplay. It's a gameplay and the story. It feels much better. The skills feel better. And it's the same deal. It's the same, like, kids just doing their own stuff, and then they kind of want to help things out, and then there's a secret organization. It's the same deal. The only difference is, guess what? There's no two versions of the games. It's just one version. Just so like a, yeah, have fun. Have fun. But yeah, the finale of the show was, for me it was terrible. I'm really sorry. There is a lot of apologies, but I think it's copium. It's pure fucking copium. I think animes don't do a great job at making romantic interests. Let's put it like that. They do a very shitty job at romantic interests. It doesn't pan out. I think that they shouldn't. I think that the best solution for that is to make your character, be it him or her, a Rizzler. And just beg. It's like, if you want them to have any interest, a romantic interest, make them have a bunch of characters that they banged, have a relationship or anything, and then from that make a story around that. But do not, and I say it again, do not stick them to the same character and try to build something between those characters, those very specific characters. Because from what I saw from every anime, the majority of them don't know how to do it. They just don't know how to do it. They just don't know. They don't know how to do it. It's easier for you to make a Rizzler than it is to make a grounded family man or woman kind of character. The mangakas or the cartoon guys, they don't know how to do it. They simply don't know how to do it. Sometimes it works. Sometimes. But majority it doesn't work. So I think it's best to make a Rizzler. You know what I mean? Like the kind of guy who's like, oh yeah, sure, I used to date that girl. And then in another, and we see that, and then further episodes you're like, yeah, sure, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter. It's like, yeah, sure, they dated, and it's implied, and then you might see this again in like later in the series, or not, and then this is very healthy and helpful, because it makes the fans try to ship the characters. And if the fans start to become those shippers, those annoying shippers, you know what this means? It means that there are people who are watching your show and they are talking about your show. And that is what matters in the end. Make them obsessed with the show. And keep forming that obsession. And especially those romantic, those Rizzlers, those romantic interests, and go forth and about until you cannot milk the stone anymore. And then you move on. Maybe you finally settle him with someone, and then by the end of the story, and then that's it. That's the best solution. What kind of character? Like example, okay, I'm gonna give the best. Examples that I can think of from my head. I mean, I'm gonna start with the animes. I would like to say Naruto, but Naruto has its own problems. I think Naruto did that. I think out of the bunch, I'm not gonna say Naruto is not the worst, but it did a good. It's not the worst, but it had flaws. But that doesn't mean that it's bad. It means that it has flaws, but they did well, because you can kind of see the build up. It's still an example. I would say it's still an example because they just I think I could put that as an example because. Yeah, Naruto, yeah, let's pick Naruto, let's pick Naruto, yeah, let's go with Naruto. Naruto is not the worst example, but it's still an example. Because they made Hinata be his romantic interest from the start. Maybe it would change and it will be Sakura, but they made her from the start. They straight up made her from the start that she was gonna be the romantic interest. And I don't, and maybe that's something inside of my let's say conspiratory head. But I think that mangakas have a preference for making romantic interests have very large cup size. If you catch my drift. Every romantic interest apparently spontaneously grows 2 presidential ballistics after a few seasons. Maybe it's to convince the watchers, the viewers, that is for the best. You know, the whole mentality, yes, titties, yes, good for breastfeeding the kids. You can see that in Naruto, in Bleach. You can not really in Dragon Ball, kind of. Not really. Yeah, not really in Dragon Ball. Let's skip Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball is not the case. Let's see another example. There are examples. I can think of examples. I'm trying to think. It's hard to think at the start when like you have a bunch of examples, but when you're trying to bring them to the table, you forget about them. But I can only think about Naruto. Okay. But yeah, let's forget about the breastfeeding. Let's focus about the topic. Yeah, the build up of characters for romantic interests. Naruto is a classic example. Dragon Ball is a classic example. Bleach is a classic example. Like the girls are always like, it's always, oh yes, I like him, I love him, I grew up with him since childhood. Oh, he's so sweet. Oh, I know him. Full Metal Alchemist. Full Metal Alchemist. It's Full Metal Alchemist is full of apologists. They keep saying, no, not really. No, she's not. She's just his childhood friend. It was organic. Everything happened. No. Stop lying to yourself. They made it from the start. They made her be her fixer, like the mechanic that fixes his arm and leg and reinforces it. They made her be his childhood friend. They keep snagging and telling when he's wrong or making sure that he's doing things properly. They basically painted her to be the best wife material possible. Not in the sense of, oh, mommy milkies and etc. No, I mean the kind of, the childhood friend that is always there covering your back. I also lose all examples when I have to think of it so I understand. Yeah, it's a problem. Okay, Full Metal Alchemist, let's move on. What are other examples? Inuyasha. Do I really have to? Inuyasha, it's so right on your face. Right off on your face. Unapologetic, right on your face. What else? Rurouni Kenshin. Rurouni Kenshin. Rurouni Kenshin. The battle side. You guys know it. Another example. Right on your nose. Right there. From the start. Other examples. The only... Okay, but in Kenshin's case... I will say this. They did a good job. It's still obvious, very, very obvious, but they still did a good job. So I don't think that. Okay, so let me backtrack a bit. So in Kenshi's case, it's right on your face, but I did a good job with Kenshi, so it doesn't fall into on the spectrum of, oh, they wrote her badly. No, they didn't. They actually wrote her. They wrote well, his romantic interest. Let's see another example. I think, okay, so Inuyasha I don't think... Inuyasha is a 50-50. I'll say this. Inuyasha is a very 50-50. Because I think that I think that they should have done a better job, but I don't feel like they did it. In some aspects. I'm not gonna say that it's again not bad, but I'm not gonna say that it's good as well. I think something was missing. I don't know what. Maybe more that you could say, oh, it lacks develop. I don't know. I really don't know. It's just like I say, it's 50-50 for me. I have a friend who's also grew up, like it's my childhood friend, so also from the 90s. He's probably gonna say the opposite. He's gonna say, oh no, there was build up, there was everything done well. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm gonna give the benefit of the doubt and say that Inuyasha is also they did well. They did well. Okay, let me grab another example. I need better examples. I can't say One Piece because One Piece is still going, and Luffy is the very definition of an asexual person. So I can't even bring that one up. I'm grabbing the most classic animes for examples, because it's easier for people to know. Okay, I'm gonna move to cartoons. Let's go for cartoons. Do you guys remember Danny Phantom? Okay, Danny Phantom. Do you guys think that Danny Phantom, his romantic interest, what is the name again? Danny Phantom... Sam. Okay, it's Sam. So Sam, the classic goth girl that everybody was like, oh yes, I love me a goth girlfriend, mommy, dark, mommy milkers or whatever. She didn't have mommy milkers. She was just the goth girl. Like crush me with your thighs. Yeah, that is a good. Yeah, that is what people constantly say. Yeah, do you guys think that there was development enough to put in with Sam? I'm gonna be honest, I don't think so. I think that Sam was more a friend than she was a romantic interest. And you might make the argument that, oh, but a friend, the best wife is a romantic interest. The best girlfriend the best girlfriend, the best wife is your best friend, right? Yes, but there is some spice, there is some development to it. There is the spark, you know? And I'm gonna be honest, I didn't saw the spark there. I saw the attempt at building something, but I felt that it was off. I understand the logic of the show, don't take me wrong, but I don't think that they did well the development. I think that if anything, you're gonna question me on that, but I think that the one that had the best possibility of development for Danny was Valerie Gray, the Phantom Hunter. And that is, and I'm gonna be honest, that is very weird coming from me, but I'm being logical here. I think that she had the best possibility of, I don't know, the best build up for Danny, especially because if you think about it, she was also a Phantom Hunter, a Ghost Hunter, and so it was perfect to end. You know that old trope of friends to enemy. How do they say this? No. I want my cruise. Thank you. Go back to the cruise. Thank you. So yeah, she had the best build up because she was a hunter. So he was part of a family of ghost hunters, but he was a half ghost and she was hunting him, and there was some spice to them. So I think that she was, I don't know, she felt better for him. I don't know. So it was off. Now, if there is one character that I think it will be straight out of Route 34, it would be interesting if she became his love interest by the end, was Amber, the ghost. I think that if they end up the series with Danny ending up dating Amber and she has a redemption arc by the end, they never would do that, ever. But if they ever did that, I think no one would question that decision. Because everybody loved Amber. So it would be amazing. By the end of the series, if Danny ended up with a ghost girl, rock star, goth girl, that had a villain arc, and then ends up haunting Danny and becoming his girlfriend. Can you imagine the absolute insanity if that happened? Can you imagine? It would be amazing. Imagine if they had a ghost kid. Think about the possibilities. Think about the possibility of Danny ending up with Amber and having a ghost kid with her. This is insane. I'm telling you, sometimes I think that the guys making the show, then they know how to cook, but by the end of the series they lose their touch, and then the stew becomes stale, the dish becomes stale, and then it ends up in nothing. Actually, the end of Danny Phantom, it kind of ended up in nothing. There was a build-up, there was an end, there are some good ups, but the end was... I agree that the end was kind of lackluster. Sorry, I also lose our example whenever Teen Titans, Starfire and Robin. That is a great example. Teen Titans. So here's the problem with Teen Titans. Canonically, the Robin in the Teen Titans is Dick Grayson, and at first you would think that is Tim Drake, because he has the staff and he uses explosives, and he tries to make a lot of contingency plans, just like Batman, but. Because Tim Drake also he becomes Red Robin, and he also uses a staff, like a steel staff, I think, a retractable staff. However, there is an episode where Starfire goes into the future, and she meets her teammates from the future, and Robin becomes Nightwing. So the show is already establishing that the Robin that exists in the Teen Titans universe, in that show, is actually Dick Grayson. And that matches up with the comics, because Dick Grayson, when he quits being Robin and becomes Nightwing, he and then later he becomes the leader of the Teen Titans. It matches up. He goes to the Teen Titans, he becomes Nightwing, and he dates Starfire. So like he starts to date Starfire for a while. So yeah, everything matches up. Like they basically follow in the comics. So I cannot argue with the logic that they made of him ending up with Starfire, because they basically follow in the comics. However, was there any build-up? That is the true question. Was there a build-up of Starfire with Robin? Yeah, exactly. It makes sense because it's canon, so you feel very inclined to not go against it, because it's a canon. It's just like Spider-Man, right? Oh, it's a canon event. So yeah, I understand that it's because it's following the comics in a way. However, was there any build-up for Starfire and Robin for them to be together? No. There was a few episodes, like the first episode where he meets Starfire and then they kiss, but she kisses because it's their way of learning the language of the planet, of their species. So there's also that. But yeah, she kisses Robin for the first time. There is a build-up. There is that episode where I think there was one episode where there's something, and then let me see, and then there's the final episode where finally you see the build-up of like them being together, like oh, they finally together, they're dating, etc., and they finally kiss and etc. But there is only very few episodes. I'm sorry, that is not a very... I wouldn't call that a build-up, because just because something is canon and it's in the comics doesn't mean that I would say it is to an example of, oh, it's right on the nose that she's gonna be with him if you read the comics. Like, if you don't read the comics, yeah, so this is a problem this is the problem that Teen Titans has, because I think it's problematic. It's canonical, but it's canonical and it works in the sense that for people who knows the comics. But if you don't know the comics, then you don't know what's gonna happen. It's essentially just like Avatar, The Last Airbender. There's a few episodes alluring to that and building up, and cooking, and then it happens. But without that factor, it's weird. Remember how we never really got an ending to Teen Titans? I remember, Paige, I really remember. The last, yeah, OI Remains started showing up and then it was practically over. I think it got canceled or something. Yeah, it got canceled. Basically got canceled because Warner Bros. Is a piece of shit, and they constantly looking for numbers of people watching, which doesn't make any sense because a lot of people were watching the show, but they wanted X numbers, and the X numbers wasn't happening, so they canceled the show. But yeah, the last episode was basically they introduced a new villain, like some new villain or whatever, like a cyborg, I don't know what the hell that was. And then Taro appeared again, but she had no memories of what happened. She had amnesia. So everyone felt that was weird, and she asked everyone to leave her alone. And it kind of was left on that, like and we never got another episode after that. And then they decided, and then later in the future they gave us Teen Titans Go. And I'm gonna be honest, I hated Teen Titans Go because it took the opportunity that the original Teen Titans had. But after I grew up, mentally speaking, I realized that Teen Titans Go is not a bad show. People say that, oh, it's a show for kids, it's a show for Zoomers. It's not a bad show. I don't think it's a bad show. I think there's some funny moments. I think it's cool. It's a good show. It's alright. I think that most of the hate was just because we didn't got a new OG Teen Titans. That is the main reason why. But the show itself is not a bad show. It's a good show. I like the references as well. I'm a guy who loves references, so it's alright. I remember seeing some sort of Kasha episode that was horrible, and then it was somehow the end. Yeah. Yeah, I think there was a Kasha's. Oh yeah, and thanks to Teen Titans, Zone 10 gave us probably one of the best qualities of Rule 34. Oh my god, the Rule 34 of Teen Titans was amazing. The creators, the drawers, they were cooking, man. They gave Raven big thighs, and basically they made everyone sex appealing without being right on the nose. So Zone 10, like, thanks to that, Zone 10 shining. Like Zone 10, like the Rule 34 artist and VTuber, like her, yeah. Like the hentai artist, yeah, that show gave us pearls, man, like amazing pearls. But yeah, anyway, yeah. But yeah, I think there is still hope, I guess. But I would say it's 1% of hope. Not sure what that one is. So Zone 10 is... She's a hentai artist, basically. She was a hentai artist prominent in the 2000s, and she became iconic for making. She became iconic for making Rule 34 animations that the quality was so high that it was indistinguishable from the show. If you looked at it, it felt like you were watching the show. And but in a not safe for work version, and yeah, she made some amazing stuff. But yeah, she's a hentai artist, and she made some characters have their moments. Let's put it like that. So yeah, perfect. But she thrived in the 2000s thanks to those shows. Another show that she made as well. Sorry, another Rule 34 that I think she had a hand on. I might be wrong, but I think she had a hand on was Jenny. Remember Jenny, the teen robot? She also made one from her. But yeah, yeah, those shows, yeah, they had great. They gave us pearls. The shows, on itself, the shows were amazing. But then they created those ramifications. Anyway, back to the topic. Let me see. Other examples. Yeah, Teen Robot. It was a good show. It was a good show. Okay, I'm gonna... I wanted to bring other shows into the equation, but the problem is that I didn't saw those shows yet. People here and there kept recommending me them, but sadly I didn't have the time to check them out yet. For example, Gravity something, not Gravity Rush. Was it Gravity Rush? I might be wrong. Gravity Falls. People kept telling me to check Gravity Falls. What's the other one? With the people keep making porn of her. The Gravity Falls. Yeah. Damn it! There was another show with the Spy Girl. Let me see. Spy Girl, cartoon, red hair. Maybe it has red. Hell of a Boss. Okay. I found the other show. It's Impossible. Is that the name of the show? No, it's Mission King Possible. Yeah, King Possible. Yeah, King Possible is another example. Yeah. So I wanted to bring King Possible into the equation, but the problem is that I didn't watch King Possible yet. So I don't want to say anything. I think King Possible did, but I don't know. I can't say anything. I can't say that. People say that they did a great job at the build-up. I don't know. I can't say for sure. But I would like to add to the list of possibilities. Hell of a Boss. Hell of a Boss. The problem with Hell of a Boss is that right from the start, the romantic interest is already established. But in a, let's say, you can even say it's right on the nose, it's part of the plot. Because he's married to her, right? Like, is he married or she's like his girlfriend? No, she's his girlfriend. Sorry, she's his girlfriend. But yeah, Hell of a Boss. She's his girlfriend. So here, okay, you're gonna crucify me, but I think I only watched the pilot episode of Hell of a Boss. I didn't watch the rest. I was like watching. I was trying to watch, but the episode was still releasing. So I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go back when you have more stuff. But you know what I mean? Like, yeah, let it cook. And then when I came back, it was still cooking. So I was like, oh, okay, so it's gonna take a while. So by then, I was like, okay, I'm gonna bother too much about it. So now it has a bunch of episodes, so I gotta check it out. But that is the reason why I didn't check consistently the episodes. You should watch it. There is an overarching storyline. Yeah, I know, because I was closely watching the idea, the show, the development. So initially they wanted to make Hazbin Hotel. That was the plan. They wanted to make Hazbin Hotel, and they did it in the end. But they did Hazbin Hotel. The issue is that, gotta go now. Go for now. Oh no. Okay, Paige, have a good look. Let me finish my thoughts then. So Hazbin Hotel was going. Like, they had plans for being the main series and Hell of a Boss to be the spin-off. So Hell of a Boss is a spin-off, and yeah, everyone was hyping for Hazbin Hotel, but Hazbin Hotel was having issues with the episode, and it was still cooking. So in the meanwhile, they gave us the spin-off. So they released the pilot, the episode 1 and 2. The problem is that Hazbin Hotel, so like, they gave the episodes so we could have something to watch in the meanwhile and speculate. The issue is that Hell of a Boss kept putting out more episodes, and Hazbin Hotel was still cooking. So by the end, Hell of a Boss had more time to develop an audience and you know, more interest than Hazbin Hotel. And then when Hazbin Hotel came out, it felt like Hazbin Hotel was the spin-off and Hell of a Boss is the main series. Crazy, right? So with that said, yeah, I know, Paige, it has an overarching storyline. But yeah, I know, it has an overarching storyline. There is even episodes from Hazbin Hotel where some characters from Hell of a Boss appears. I don't know if any character from Hazbin Hotel appeared in Hell of a Boss, because I didn't watch the show entirely. I think so. The only thing that I know is that the idea, for example, of the overlords is there. Like, you see the other overlords at the very least, because there's a bunch of overlords, so you see the rest. I like the design that they made for Lucifer. I think Lucifer design, it's straight up from Paradise Lost, and you know, the blonde hair, the white suit, the charming persona. Yeah, that was amazing. I think that I love the design, because something that people forget about is that Lucifer was, if you follow the idea of the character, like from the stories that people kept cooking and making in the biblical literary sense, right? Mostly from Paradise Lost, is that he was well, first is the devil, but second, he was from, I think he was a cherub. He was from the high class of cherubs, and they're very good at charming and singing, and their specialty is charming stuff. Let's put it like that. So yeah, it makes perfect sense that he was very beautiful, that he's very charming, and as the devil, he is very manipulative and knows how to convince people to do, let's say, to fall into vices. So it doesn't match the idea of making the devil have horns, be ugly, and have all of that idea that keeps people away from him, when you consider the fact that at its core, he is a charming person, and through his charm, he's trying to convince you to do something bad and stray away from God. So the idea of making him ugly and unappealing and like a menace, unironically, is not biblically accurate. And to be fair, the whole idea of Lucifer is not biblically accurate, because there is no mention of him ever. There is a mention of Satan, but there is... So here's the issue. The only mention of Lucifer, the name, was from an old king from Babylon. An old king from Babylon. That the Hebrews kept saying that because of his tyrannical way of ruling, would eventually end in his downfall. And that is where it started, the whole idea of Lucifer being the devil. And being like his name, right? That is where it started. And at its core, his name is still Satan. The rest is just speculations and names and etc. And alternate versions, you could say. Also, if we go at its core, there's a lot of flaws. Like there is no mention of hell. Like there's no mention of hell. Let's say, and his name and their whole idea on the whole idea of the fall. It doesn't match. It doesn't match. There's a lot of stuff missing. Like one of the theories that Satan never had a fall, for starters. It's just he sure has some aspect, angelic aspect, and his whole deal is to be a prosecutor. His whole deal is to be a pain in the ass. His job is to be a pain in the ass. So, yeah, people took that in the wrong sense of the word, painting him as the bad guy, and that's where we are. So let's focus on the literary sense of things, and that is that yeah, Lucifer, like Paradise Lost. But let's focus on those ideas, right? That he's a charming person, was a charming angel, the most beautiful of them, fell from grace. But the issue there, it doesn't match it doesn't make any sense for him to be ugly and to be a menace, because the idea is for him to be charming and try to convince you to do bad stuff. So Paradise Lost. That is why I think Paradise Lost did the most accurate depiction of Lucifer. And every media that portrays him as that is, to me, is kind of on the right track. And Hell of a Boss is Has-Been Hotel, Hell of a Boss is one of those examples. They made him. They kind of made again. They follow on that idea, and his shoe is very charming. And I like that he never lost his divine grace. Let's put it like that. He fell from grace, but he kept his wings. His shoe has that divine aspect to it. And you could say that it's because God, in a way, still loves him. Or maybe God is just like, keep the red line going. You know what I mean? Like, we need him. Eventually something's gonna come up, and we need a janitor, and yeah. Keep things as it is. I think that's the logic that they went with. I mean, literally, but also the idea is what I mean. But I don't know, I'm really trying to bring examples of bad romantic interests that was right on the nose. Anyway, let's go for the game. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna bring something up. I'm gonna think about examples. For now, let's focus on Dracula. Let's focus on the grind. I'm gonna go around, and I want a relaxed experience. Lately I feel like I'm on the vibes of relaxation. I really need my relaxations. Also, I want to finish this game as well. I want to reach the end. Make progress, baby. Where's the game? Fuck. I didn't got the game. Damn it. Wait, it's here somewhere. There's a lot of sources. Okay, I got it. Right here. Good. Yeah, finally. I was having problems with OBS. OBS had an update, and I was trying to figure things out.
The last acolyte is in the conclave. I must go to the basilica.
Oh, my charming Dracula. Let me see if the frames are alright. Okay, the frames are alright. It's palpable. I'm gonna be honest. I'm trying to remember what I was doing. I remember that I was grinding. I was grinding for. Okay, I got all of this. I don't have to worry about the whip. Yeah, I remember. It's time to remember. There was a few skills that I wanted to grab, the final ones. They cost like 10k, so there is another grind here and there. Same for Chaos Claws. Oh, right. There's also that skill. I should gotta get this one. But yeah, there's those skills that I gotta get. But yeah, it's about over the grind. And I was also... What I was doing again? I was... The keys, right. I needed dungeon keys. Okay, I'm trying to remember. I was hunting for those things in all the other levels, so I'm prepared for the end. And I was I was farming for XP so I can buy the dungeon keys, so I can use them to unlock the vaults that have the XPs, so I can get more XP. So it's a whole process for getting more XP. So now I gotta remember what I was doing. Again. Let's see. I'm gonna check the map. The map is gonna help me. I gotta be honest, I think I would never make... This feels like something out of Hellraiser. Straight up from Hellraiser. Imagine having to use an elevator. And every time that you press the button to use the elevator, a needle went right through your finger. You see what I mean? Like, oh, I want to go to floor 6 or floor 7. And then you press the damn thing and then a needle pieces your finger. And then the pain and the blood seeps into the button and that empowers the elevator to move you up. That is the logic of of Lost of Shadow. The logic of Castlevania. Not the original Castlevania because Dracula is not insane, but I mean like the logic of this Castlevania, like Lost of Shadow. Okay, I remember that I got all of the ones from Science District. Okay, let me try to remember. I got one from Science District. I was on the Arts District and trying to check the other stuff. I don't remember about Downtown. I think Downtown is the final one that I wanted to leave for. I think I did Victory Plaza. I think I did Victory Plaza, I remember. I did Science District and Victory Plaza. And then I moved to Arts District. Because Victory Plaza had... Victory Plaza was the one with the Warframe. And when I say Warframe, I mean Zobek's Lieutenant. Because his fucking armor, it remembers a Warframe. Like, you look at it, and the first thing you think is, okay, it's a Warframe. Oh yeah, speaking about Warframe, are you guys excited? Okay, maybe you guys don't know about it, people that don't play Warframe or don't check anything about Warframe. But, so Warframe is gonna have an expansion by winter. 2024 winter. And... basically they're gonna give us 19's Infested boy band. I'm not kidding. It's a boy band. It's an infested virus that became somehow obsessed with a boy band from the 90s. And the boy bands from the 90s is gonna be the new, let's say, enemies that you're gonna deal with. Like, it's an infested boy band. It's crazy. And so there's a lot of questions. But what everyone is pointing out is... Okay, I think it's too loud. Yeah, I think it... Let me check. Okay, it's much better. So, what people are saying is that it's possible that the infested, it's possible that the infested became... Yeah, but I don't want the effects to be too on the nose as well. Maybe here. Maybe on the same level. The voice is what matters. But yeah, there's a possibility that the virus from the infested either became obsessed with the music or it assimilated the very boy band. But there is more stuff. Like, some people... There's a theory that is possibly the reason why the infestation is obsessed with assimilating everything. So, if that is the case, the lore would be funny and amazing. That the whole reason why the infestation became a cancerous virus was because they became enamored with the boy band. I don't think it is is that's gonna be the angle that they're gonna go with. I think that is just a very specific variant of the virus of the Helmin virus or something, but you gotta admit that it would be very funny if that was the case. I forgot that I can do this. I really should have done that from the start. After you get certain moves in the game, you often wonder why should you use other moves. Like, they're useful for certain enemies, it's a matter of case by case. But you know, is that a piece of the dragon? I think it is. Yeah, it's a skill dragon. It's a dragon skill. Okay, I think I'm slowly remembering what I was doing. I was very tired and I was checking the museum. And I did some okay, that's the elevator. And I was checking the museum and looking for anything that I missed, basically. Okay, I remember. This was the place where... Okay. Oh, right. I got enough XP, so I can finally get the final skill that I missed here. That one. There you go. Now I can do the volcanic move. The final one, that is. Now, for sure, there's only 2 of each of those abilities that are missing. You could say, yeah, the most powerful ones, basically. But yeah, there is a theory that maybe they assimilated the boy band, or maybe... But I think that the best theory is that the infestation just assimilated the music, and they resonated with the lyrics, and now they trying to mimic the boy band and the idea. And distorting the whole thing. It's still funny. It's still super funny. Like, even if it isn't the boy band, it's still funny the fact that the virus decided to... The virus decided that unlike this boy band, it resonates with it. The music is very good, by the way. It's I definitely check it out. No, that's the mist. Fuck. This one. Yeah, fuck you. No, 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 no. Damn it. What the hell? Finally. Okay, this is pretty obvious, but I don't like the skelly enemies in the game. It's funny that the skeletons in most games, but mostly in the main timeline of Castlevania, they're pretty weak. Like, they're very weak. They're like the basics. And then there's variations that kind of try to mitigate that. But in Lost of Shadow, the skeletons are OP. The skeletons are the most powerful enemies here, I would say. You would think that it's the goat? No, it's not the goats, it's the skeletons. Purely because of the shield and the fact that they keep dodging. Oh yeah, my cool weight. Okay, so what I'm doing here, like I said, is searching for the XP vaults, but also I'm looking for the shards so I can upgrade my the meters. You know, that reminds me. So, did the stamina move? Let's see. I think she did. So this reminds me. So remember God of War, like not the classics. Yeah, there's one over there. I wonder if the game reset. I think the game did reset the. It did because the scroll is still there. Interesting. Let me finish. Let me read this already. Registry of Evidence. The Society of Esotericism collects here historical evidence of local myths and legends. It includes a vast registry of sightings of the Child Wolf of Dracula, which, despite its name, has not been blamed for attacks on humans. It also documents the origins of the Festival of the Chupacabras, held in mid-March, which is still very popular. There is also the legend of the White Vampire that, thanks to its cinematic adaptation, is another one of the most recognized myths of the city. The myths and folklore stored here must not be mixed or confused with other beasts and historical persons, namely the wingless vampires, apterovampires, or the harpies of the depths, Harpii family. I like how the examples that they give are no fighting in the game. Like for example, the wingless vampires. I'm gonna show it. It's in the bestiary. Where is it? Lore, Castle Dwellers. Dishonored Vampire. That is the wingless vampires. So it says here that when Gabriel became Dracula, like by the end of the chronologically, by the end of the events of Mirrors of Fate, when Simon used the stake on Dracula was lying. There was actually an effect on him using the cross on him. Basically, it temporarily disconnected him to the castle. And when that disconnection happened, it broke the link with the demon inside the castle. And that gave a certain level of space for Dracula to recover and grow his humanity. So it was not just the fact that he was in hibernation. It's also because of that. So he remained. He had a period where he got disconnected from the castle, and like it got let's say the link got broke, and so he wasn't like connected, you could say, to the hive mind in a way. And as a result, the vampires, because they didn't have the connection with Dracula and his energy, they began to revert into a feral form. And when they finally regained their senses, when Dracula came back, and it was like, oh guys, I'm back. What the hell happened? Like his Wi-Fi came back. Let's put it like that. His Wi-Fi, his Wi-Fi came back. He got the connection. He was like, oh man, what's up? What did I lost? What's happened? What's happening with the fortunes? What did I miss on the game? What's the quest this time? What's the side quest? What's the dailies? And then the vampires, when they reconnected with him, they were like, oh fuck, it's Dracula. Oh, what the hell happened? And then when they became so let's say they felt so much guilty for letting themselves go that they ripped their wings off. And that is where it came the idea of the wingless vampires. Like they ripped their very wings off as a way to atone for their sins against Dracula. But then and that is because I'm not sure if you guys saw it, but in Mirrors of Fate, the vampires were quite beautiful. Like they were kind of beautiful. They had wings. They flew. They were elegant. And then the current ones here, they look like predators. So yeah, and that is why they're ugly now and wingless. But they're still loyal to Dracula. But then when Dracula went into hibernation, he lost his connection again, but this time for longer. And then he began to... Basically, he got a reset. His humanity got a reset. Everything got a reset. And now it gave him enough space for him to regroup his humanity and realize that something is off. And then the way that the game portrays is that the reason why Dracula fell into his instincts and agony and rage is because he was going through a depression. That is a fact. And that helped with him becoming a monster. But when he became the Lord of Castlevania, like the castle, the demon that resided in the castle that would constantly choose a host, like a lord to connect with it. For example, the first lord of the castle was the Bernhard family, like the Bernhard, the lord of the castle. Forgot what his name was. I think it was. I don't remember if it was Vincent or something. And after that, it was Frankenstein. Frederick Frankenstein. I'm not kidding. There's the Frankenstein. His story appears prominently in Lost of Shadow 1. Then Carmilla, the Vampire Lord, like the Lost of Shadow of the vampires. And then after that, Dracula. And every time that they would stick to a host, they would make them... the Castlevania would try to help the host, but in an attempt to try to help them become better, they would make them worse. With Carmilla, it doesn't make much of a difference because she was away the darkest part of Carmilla as a whole. But like Frankenstein began to do crazy experiments. The Bernhards, they tried to acquire power and became obsessed with it. And so it goes. And Dracula is no different. Like, basically the castle began to feed on his anger and agony and depression. So he became... that is the reason why he became a villain. So when he got disconnected from the castle, it gave him enough space for him to be like, yeah, I'm a monster, but I have standards. He began to be like, wait a minute, what is happening, right? He began to scratch his head, his chin, and be like, yeah. He'd be like, yeah, this is bad, man. I'm trying to see if I'm... Okay, I like how he went straight for me. He's like, yeah, it's you, my boy. this one is busy. Okay, now he's distracted. You know, I'm getting some good orbs here. Also, yes, if you're new in this universe, yes, we have giant mechas fighting the Oz of Satan, and Dracula is just there in the middle of this. Oh, they took them down. Perfect. Stop laughing. It's someone from your own side. Ah, fuck. Fuck. Oh yeah, I forgot, it doesn't work. Go away, help me. There you go. Go up, go up, go up. Yeah, if only I had my power. Really big stones. Actually, I do. I'm stupid. I love how they laugh at you. Stop. Wait. No, 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 the other one. The other one. Damn it. Okay, it doesn't work. Yeah, I gotta punch them. Old style. Okay, one down. Oh, it works! I was wrong. Okay, we have some health. Punch, punch, punch. Yeah, finally. You know, considering that the enemies by then are behemoths and giant mechs, the XP is quite good. And I can totally see getting